1. Prologue. The rise of a leader. The early years of Charlemagne's life were filled with promise as he was born into the noble Carolingian family. Charlemagne inherited the throne jointly with his brother Charlemagne after the passing of their father, Pepin the Short, in 768. This created a brief but significant tension in the Frankish kingdom, setting the stage for the trials and triumphs that would come. 2. Unifying the Frankish kingdom with Carloman's sudden death in 771, Charlemagne became the undisputed king of the Franks. He grasped the opportunity to unite the differing factions of his realm under a cohesive rule, using both diplomatic skill and military might to forge a strong, centralized kingdom. 3. Major conquests began. Charlemagne's ambition saw him embark on extensive military campaigns in Lombardy, Saxony, and beyond, extending the territory under his control. The might of his armies and his strategic alliances showcased his determination to expand his influence across Europe. 4. The Lombard campaign in 773. Answering Pope Adrian I's call for aid, Charlemagne led a successful campaign to subdue the Lombards in Italy. This victory earned him the title King of the Lombards and strengthened his ties with the papacy, further legitimizing his reign. 5. The Saxon Wars. Charlemagne's campaigns against the Saxons were some of his most brutal military efforts. These wars spanned over 30 years as he sought to subdue the fiercely independent Saxon tribes and convert them to Christianity, employing both force and evangelization. 6. The Avar campaigns further east. Charlemagne launched expeditions against the Avar Khaganate, overcoming their strong defenses and bringing vast amounts of treasure and land under Frankish control. His victories further demonstrated the reach of his empire. 7. Reforming government beyond conquests. Charlemagne was an innovative ruler who sought to reform the administration of his vast empire. He introduced measures to improve governance, emphasizing law and order, and established the capitulary system to effectively govern across his territories. 8. Promoting education and cultural revival. Reflecting his deep commitment to learning and culture, Charlemagne initiated the Carolingian Renaissance. This revival of art, culture, and education was characterized by a focus on literacy and the establishment of monastic schools to educate clergy and laymen alike. 9. Crowning as emperor on Christmas Day of the year 800. Charlemagne was crowned Emperor of the Romans by Pope Leo III in a momentous ceremony at St. Peter's Basilica, formally marking the revival of the Western Roman Empire with Charlemagne at its helm. 10. Charlemagne's relationship with the Church. Charlemagne maintained a complex and reciprocal relationship with the Church, protecting it through military might and seeking its moral and administrative guidance to help stabilize and legitimize his rule over his burgeoning empire. 11. Integration of diverse cultures. Known for his diplomacy, Charlemagne excelled in integrating the vast array of cultures and peoples within his empire, promoting unity through a shared Christian faith and a common administrative language based on Latin. 12. The Palace School at Aachen. Charlemagne's focus on education bore fruit at the Palace School in Aachen, attracting scholars from all over Europe. Its influence on the literacy and intellectual development of his empire cannot be overstated. 13. Byzantine relations. While Charlemagne's relations with the Byzantines were often strained due to competing claims of imperial legitimacy, they maintained a diplomatic balance, which was pivotal in maintaining stability and peace between East and West. 14. Danelaw and the Vikings. While dealing with the growing threat of the Viking invasions, Charlemagne took a defensive stance by fortifying the northern borders and negotiating with the Scandinavian tribes, setting a precedent for future engagements. 15. Personal life and family. Despite his demanding public life, Charlemagne was deeply involved with his family, fostering alliances through strategic marriages of his children, yet carefully maintaining loyalty and authority within his dynasty. 16. Economic policies and currency reforms. Economic stability was a key component of Charlemagne's rule, with reforms that standardized weights, measures, and currency, facilitating trade and commerce across the extensive regions of his empire. 17. The Aachen Chapel, Palatine Chapel. The construction of the Palatine Chapel at Aachen, considered a masterpiece of Carolingian architecture, symbolized the spiritual and political heart of Charlemagne's empire, showcasing his commitment to Christianity and imperial legacy. 18. Influence on Europe's political landscape. Charlemagne's reign set the foundation for modern European identity, with his political and educational reforms influencing countless generations and laying the groundwork for the future Holy Roman Empire. 19. Legal reforms and the Carolingian Renaissance. Charlemagne's legal enactments and efforts in codifying laws were pivotal. These reforms streamlined justice and administration, ensuring a cohesive and functional empire under his rule. 20. The Treaty of Verdun and its implications. Though not directly during his reign, the Treaty of Verdun in 843 marked the division of his empire among his grandsons, tracing back to Charlemagne's previous efforts to secure succession and stability. 21. Educational reforms and the monasteries. The monasteries played a vital role in Charlemagne's educational reforms, doubling as centers of learning and scripture copying, profoundly influencing European literacy and culture. 22. Military innovations and tactics. Charlemagne's era saw innovations in military tactics and organization, bolstering his armies with systems like feudal levies, setting new standards for military efficiency. 23. Relations with external powers. Charlemagne extended his diplomatic initiatives to foreign powers, employing marriage alliances and necessity-based treaties to ensure peace and mutual cooperation where possible, solidifying his empire's standing. 24. Religious synods and councils. Throughout his reign, Charlemagne convened numerous religious synods and councils to support church reform and standardization of Christian practices, showcasing his role as both a secular and religious leader. 25. Charlemagne's vision for Europe. Far ahead of his time, Charlemagne envisioned a united Christian Europe guided by wise governance and stewardship, which underpins much of Europe's modern political landscape. 26. The role of Missi Dominici. Appointed officials known as Missi Dominici played a crucial role in maintaining the emperor's will throughout numerous regions, bridging cultural and administrative gaps. 27. The Carolingian portraiture, symbolizing power and divinity. Charlemagne's portraiture helped craft his public image as a wise and commanding leader, a practice that influenced royal imagery in the centuries that followed. 28. The importance of artistic patronage. Reign marked a vibrant artistic period, with Charlemagne's patronage of the arts leading to significant advancements in painting, sculpture, and craftsmanship. 29. Legacy of Charlemagne's legal codes. The legal codes developed under his rule influenced European jurisprudence, with echoes of his legislative vision persisting in contemporary legal philosophies.